Velvetos was once known as the most powerful demon lord the world had ever seen, but fate had other plans for him. After his death, he was reincarnated deep inside a forest, born into a simple and ordinary family. Even though his surroundings had changed, one thing hadn't. He was born with all of his original powers intact. However, there was one tragic part of his life that never improved: his love life. After losing the beautiful girl he loved in his previous life, Velvetos fell into an eternal sleep, and despite having godlike strength, he died without ever experiencing love. Thousands of years later, he was reborn once again, this time as a boy named Art Meteor, living in a small town. On the day the story begins, his new family is celebrating his 10th birthday. Compared to Velvetos's era, the current world is far behind in both education and magical development. Still, Art studies relentlessly from childhood and trains non-stop with one clear goal in mind: to become the strongest martial artist alive. After 10 straight years of intense training, Art suddenly realizes something shocking. He hasn't made a single friend. One day, he watches children playing outside his room. Instead of joining them naturally, he stares silently, then uses his big brain logic and directly tells them to become his friends. Unfortunately, his behavior feels creepy, and the kids immediately run away. All of Art's hopes are crushed. But Art refuses to give up. He decides to try again. This time, he approaches 3 girls. However, the moment he gathers the courage to speak, anxiety hits him hard and his stomach starts hurting. When the girls look at him, he forces an awkward smile, only to scare them even more. Panicking, Art starts yelling at them to become his friends, which makes the situation even worse. The girls run away in fear. Frustrated, Art releases his anger by knocking down trees in the forest. That evening, the town's mayor, Alheidi, notices Art looking depressed and comes to talk with him. Art asks a simple but important question: how do people make friends? The mayor calmly advises him to always treat others with kindness. Hearing this, Art becomes hopeful again and immediately decides to apply the advice. He rushes back to the same 3 girls and politely declares that he wants all 3 of them at once. So, needless to say, it doesn't go well. Later, while sitting alone in the forest trying to calm himself, Art hears a scream. He sees a girl fighting a wolf. At the same time, back in town, the mayor is telling Art's parents that his daughter is suffering badly due to bullying. Meanwhile, the girl uses her powers and completely turns the wolf to ashes with a single attack. When she notices Art staring at her like a total creep, she panics. Art once again uses his genius thinking and blurts out that she's strong and beautiful, making things even worse. Realizing his mistake, he quickly switches tactics and insults her instead, saying she's the ugliest girl he's ever seen. That backfires too. Finally, Art speaks like a normal human being and asks if she wants to be friends. The girl yells that he knows nothing about her and runs straight to her father. Art follows, complaining to the mayor that his advice was as useless as school education in real life, only to be shocked when he realizes the girl is actually the mayor's daughter. Her name is Reina. From that point on, Art keeps chasing Reina everywhere, desperately trying to become her friend. Every time she sees him, she runs away. During Reina's birthday, Art gives her a bouquet of flowers. She asks how he even knows her birthday, and Art proudly reveals that he knows even more personal details because he's been watching her. Hearing this, Reina burns him with magic. Still, Art refuses to give up. One night, Reina attacks a massive bear with lightning magic. She notices Art watching her again. He claims he's there to escort her home safely, but Reina runs away in fear. Art follows while trying to compliment her creator, only to be ignored completely. Defeated, he mutters that he's a failure. Back in his room, Art is revealed to be cutting down plans on a board. Failed strategies for making friends. Suddenly, chaos erupts outside. Goblins are attacking the village. Art notices the same 3 girls who rejected him earlier and briefly thinks it might be better if they died, but still chooses to help them. His father begins fighting the goblins, and the mayor arrives with shocking news. Reina has been missing since morning. Art immediately realizes the truth. His own creepy behavior may have pushed her too far into danger. He promises to bring her back and flies into the sky, shocking both the mayor and his parents. Deep in the forest, Reina is surrounded by goblins. Their leader mocks her, asking if she's going to cry out for friends or family. Reina remembers how everyone called her a monster and bullied her. With no friends at all, she decides that dying might be better than living alone. Just as the goblins attack, Rina screams for help. At that exact moment, Art arrives and annihilates every goblin instantly. For the first time, Rina calls out his name. She asks why he saved her. Art simply says he wanted to protect her. Even when she tells him to leave, he laughs and destroys the remaining goblins with overwhelming lightning. Some goblins explode just from his gaze. Rina snaps at him, demanding to know why he cares so much. She admits she wanted to die because she had no friends and couldn't live alone. Art calmly tells her that he understands. He's lived that pain before. He promises that he will never betray a friend again, unlike in his past life where he betrayed his closest companion. Moved by his words, Rina finally accepts his friendship. Years later, Rina wakes Art up and tells him it's time. Together, they head to enroll at the Magical Academy. The principal is thrilled to meet the children of legendary heroes. While Rina celebrates her excellent written exam scores, Art is panicking. He scored 0 out of 100. But the principal congratulates him instead. Art's answers were far beyond modern knowledge. He wasn't wrong. He was simply too advanced. The principal declares him a true genius and reveals that Art's parents were heroes who once fought dragons. Art's dream of living a normal life is completely destroyed. In class, students swarm Art, eager to be his friend. However, noble students grow jealous. One noble boy with orange hair bullies a servant's daughter, claiming she's nothing more than property. Rina stands up to him, only for Art to step in and demand an apology. The noble boy, Araldo, challenges Art to a duel. Just then, a teacher arrives, but Art recognizes her instantly. She's Olivia Warvatos, one of his former generals. Terrified that she might recognize him, Art nervously comments that she hasn't changed at all. Olivia becomes suspicious and allows the duel, wanting to see his true power. As everyone gathers at the arena, Art wonders only one thing. How can he win, without revealing who he truly is? Araldo starts the duel by boasting about his noble lineage and magical talent. Confident in his superiority, he launches a powerful spell straight at Art, but the attack does absolutely nothing. Art calmly blocks it by raising a magical barrier without even breaking a sweat. Annoyed, Araldo attacks again, this time with even more force. Still, Art remains completely unharmed. Shocked, Araldo admits that Art isn't as weak as he originally thought, especially since he managed to deflect what Araldo calls a mega flare. Art casually responds that attacks like that are something even 10-year-olds can perform. That comment pushes Araldo over the edge. In pure rage, he fires multiple mega flares at once. The students watching from the sidelines are stunned. Everyone wonders how Art could possibly survive 8 Gigaflare level spells at the same time. But Art looks unimpressed and says, "Those weren't Gigaflares at all, just ordinary flares." Then he promises to show everyone what a real Gigaflare looks like. Araldo barely manages to defend himself and finally accepts defeat. Olivia watches closely, clearly impressed. With a single snap of his fingers, Art erases every remaining spell from the battlefield. Araldo can't even understand how he's still alive when Art calmly approaches him and says, "That's what a true Gigaflare is. Don't make the same mistake again." Olivia then explains something that completely shocks everyone. Art didn't just cast a Gigaflare, he also created a mega barrier around Araldo before releasing the attack. The entire class is stunned. Olivia asks how Art managed to double cast spells when modern mages can't even handle 2 spells at once. Without giving them time to recover, Olivia announces the next task. Students must form teams of 3. Naturally, everyone rushes toward Art and Rina. Noticing a lonely girl standing by herself, they invite her to join them. She introduces herself as Jenny. Their mission is to hunt a black wolf. Olivia jokingly tells Art this should be effortless for him. As soon as they enter the forest, multiple wolves appear, but Art wipes them out with a single attack. Jenny feels completely useless and gets discouraged. Seeing this, Art offers to teach her magic. He starts with the fundamentals and demonstrates how it works. But years of bullying have destroyed Jenny's confidence, and she struggles to believe in herself. As another wolf charges toward them, Art spins his fingers, creates a magical circle, and eliminates it instantly. He tells Rina and Jenny to keep this technique a secret, because it's a spell he personally created. They're completely stunned. Art then begins teaching them his spirit circle magic. Jenny quickly learns how to use it and successfully defeats a wolf on her own. Overjoyed, she hugs Art tightly. Out. While moving deeper into the area, the group suddenly falls into a trap and drops straight into the bottom of a dungeon. Waiting for them is the dungeon boss, a massive minotaur. Completely relaxed, Art announces that this will be Jenny's final lesson, script magic. He blocks the minotaur's attack and punches it away to create distance. Then he rotates his fingers and summons countless magical circles at once. He explains that because this magic draws energy directly from the environment, there's no limit to how much they can use. All the circles fire simultaneously, overwhelming the monster. Art then tells Jenny to deliver the finishing blow. Old memories of bullying flood her mind, but this time she refuses to run away. She creates multiple magic circles of her own and destroys the Minotaur. After celebrating their victory, they bring the Minotaur's horn back as proof. That's when Araldo shows up again. He mocks Jenny, claiming she's weak and only relying on her teammates. When he starts insulting her friends as well, Jenny snaps. She grabs him and slaps him hard, warning him never to disrespect her friends again. The next day, the principal invites Art to participate in the student battle tournament, which the queen herself will attend. If she's impressed, the academy's budget could be increased. Art asks for time to think. If he refuses, his scholarship might be cancelled. But if he accepts, Olivia will be watching him closely. Before he can decide, Jenny suddenly asks him out on a date. Art panics. He's never been on a date before. But as he looks at her, he realizes she's actually really cute, and ends up saying yes. Rina gets jealous and insists on coming along too. Jenny jokes that Art should probably date 5 or 6 girls anyway. At the movie theater, a film about Art's past life is playing. While watching, both girls cling to him, making him regret wearing such tight pants. The movie features Lydia and her relationship, which irritates him even more since the real Lydia was terrifyingly dangerous. After the movie, the girls argue about which restaurant to go to. Jenny ends up leading them through quiet streets, where they overhear people discussing a plan to assassinate the queen. The group follows them into underground sewers. There, they discover a massive magic circle. Suddenly, they're surrounded. Art calmly explains the villain's entire kidnapping plan, revealing he already understands everything. Their leader activates the circle, attempting to burn Art alive, but the flames do nothing. Art destroys the entire magic circle with a single strike, then casts another spell, electrocuting everyone except the leader. Before Art can question him, the man transforms into his true form, a winged demon. With one attack, the demon blasts through the ceiling and escapes. Art decides to chase him. When the others worry it's too late, Art reveals that he can fly. Outside, the demon grabs a small child as a hostage. People panic, but Art reassures them by declaring that he's the son of heroes. The demon mocks him, claiming he can't fight while holding a hostage. But Art reveals that the child was never real. He had already cast an illusion spell. As the demon tries to flee, Art unleashes a devastating attack and completely annihilates him. After landing, the child's mother thanks him, and the crowd celebrates his victory. Because of their heroism, they're invited to meet the queen. She's incredibly beautiful, especially her twin-curled braids, which causes Art's thoughts to wander until a noble scolds him. Art considers asking the queen to increase the academy's funding so he can avoid the tournament. But before he speaks, Rina confidently addresses the queen by her name. The entire court is shocked. The queen laughs and warmly greets Rina as her childhood friend. The queen offers rewards. She jokingly proposes Art become her husband, but Rina and Jenny immediately object. Instead, the queen grants Art the rank of Pentagon-class mage. The nobles protest, furious that a commoner could receive such a title, but Art rejects it himself. He asks only one thing: increased funding for his school, since this selfless request makes the queen admire him even more. She grants Art and Rina a title even higher than Pentagon rank, boosts the academy's budget, promotes Jenny to triangular class magician, and even invites all of them to join her personal guard. Art went out to live a quiet life, and somehow ended up changing the entire kingdom. In the final scene, a secret group is shown discussing Art. They admit he's incredibly strong, but still weaker than the monster they truly serve. A being that plans to destroy the entire world. The very next day, yet another girl walks up to Art and confesses her feelings. Art rejects her without hesitation, bluntly stating that he has no intention of adding someone he doesn't find attractive to his so-called harem. Offended and furious, the girl tries to attack him using her seductive magic, but before she can do anything, Rina arrives. Seeing Rina, the girl backs off and leaves immediately. Art thanks Rina for stepping in, but instead of responding, Rina puffs up her cheeks in annoyance and storms off. Meanwhile, inside the principal's office, a different plan is taking shape. The principal summons Professor Jessica and explains that they want Art to participate in the upcoming tournament. Their real goal isn't the competition itself, it's to publicly reveal Art's true strength to the entire teaching staff so that they can later appoint him as a professor. Jessica confidently assures them that she'll convince Art to join. That night, Art lies awake, confused about what he did to upset Rina so badly. Just then, Jenny enters his room, and it's immediately clear she didn't come with innocent intentions. She boldly removes her clothes and tells Art that she doesn't care how many girls he loves, as long as she gets to be his first. Things are heading rapidly in a dangerous direction, until Rina suddenly walks in. Seeing the two of them in such an embarrassing situation, Rina explodes in anger, screaming and throwing anything she can grab around the room. Jenny stops her and asks why she's even in Art's room so late at night. Rina replies that she only came to apologize and that she dressed this way because Art's mother told her men like sexy outfits when women want forgiveness. Rina then turns her frustration toward Jenny, accusing her of causing all the girls at school to chase Art ever since she started flirting with him. The argument quickly escalates. Finally, Art loses his patience. He orders both of them to kneel and demands that they apologize to each other immediately. But before they can finish, Professor Jessica arrives. She's overheard everything. Instead of scolding them, she calmly suggests that both girls enter the tournament. Whoever proves herself stronger would clearly be the better match for Art. And if one of them wins the entire competition, Art's reputation will rise even higher, making it easier to appoint him as a professor. At first, both girls hesitate, but when they imagine Art wearing stylish instructor uniforms, they instantly agree. The tournament begins with the mayor and Art's parents serving as judges. Art, however, can barely focus, because Olivia is sitting right next to him. When Rina's match starts, Art silently prays for her to lose. If she does, maybe he won't be forced into becoming a professor. As soon as the fight begins, Rina's opponent launches a fierce attack. Rina barely dodges it. Then she notices Art praying desperately for her victory. That alone restores her confidence. Using the script magic Art taught her, she traps her opponent and wins decisively. As Rina exits the arena, Jenny approaches her. The two exchange a promise. They'll meet again in the finals. The tournament continues, and just as promised, both girls crush every opponent in their path and reach the final match. Strangely, the mayor doesn't celebrate. He sits silently, thinking about everything his daughter has endured over the years. Just as the final is about to begin, Art senses something terribly wrong. The moment the match starts, a man in the crowd suddenly stands up and begins transforming into a demon. At the same time, multiple demons appear throughout the arena, spreading chaos and destruction everywhere. Jessica urgently informs Olivia and Art that demons are attacking the entire city, and everyone must split up to stop them. During the chaos, a demon attacks Jenny, knocking her to the ground. Rina rushes in and saves her, but before they can recover, a massive explosion occurs nearby. A gigantic golem forms right in front of them. They attack it with everything they have, but their spells do nothing. Just as the golem prepares to strike back, Mayor Alhide arrives. Using his immense strength, he lifts the golem and slams it into the ground repeatedly, increasing his power until cracks spread across its body. Finally, the golem shatters completely. But then, everything changes. Jessica suddenly appears behind the mayor and plunges her hand straight into his chest. Everyone freezes in shock. Jessica calmly reveals the truth. Her real name is Elsa, and she is the King of Dragons. She admits that everything she did was part of an elaborate plan to capture Rina. Jenny attacks her with everything she has, trying to buy time for Rina to escape, but Elsa easily knocks her away with a single strike. When Elsa prepares to kill Jenny, Rina tries to stop her, but Elsa is far stronger. Realizing there's no other choice, Rina agrees to go with her. After Elsa disappears, Art arrives and immediately heals the mayor. When Alhida regains consciousness, he tells Art the truth. Rina has been kidnapped by the King of Dragons, the same dragon who nearly destroyed the world thousands of years ago. Art promises to bring her back. The mayor leads him to the nation's most secret location, the royal treasury. As Art prepares to leave, his father asks the mayor if he's afraid Art will discover Rina's secret. Alhide admits that Rina spent her childhood locked away, hiding the truth about herself. But after meeting Art, she changed. He doesn't know how Art will react once he learns everything. Elsewhere, Rina remembers the moment Art promised he would never abandon her. Suddenly, she wakes up, bound in chains. Elsa tells her she wants the blood flowing through Rina's veins. She reveals the corpses of countless orphans and explains that using Rina's blood, she plans to resurrect an evil god, the same god Art, once the Demon Lord, killed long ago. Her ultimate dream is simple: total destruction of the world she's hated her entire life. Rina insists that Art will stop her. Elsa laughs, saying Art is just a human, and once he learns Rina's true nature, he'll hate her too. With that, Elsa begins the ritual and removes the barrier. The monster lunges toward Rina. At the same time, Art equips himself with armor and weapons for the coming battle. Jenny appears, but Art refuses to bring her along, saying her safety comes first. He promises to rescue Rina and return by dinner, and asks her to prepare a good meal. As the monster prepares to devour Rina, strange tentacles emerge from its body, then from its mouth. Before it can touch her, the creature suddenly burns to ash. Everyone looks up. Art is descending from the sky. He casts 9 massive magic circles and launches a simultaneous attack. Elsa retreats into the air to avoid it. Art frees Rina, and she immediately hugs him, crying in relief. Elsa smiles with excitement, finally able to unleash her full power. Art promises Rina that he will defeat Elsa. Elsa mocks him, revealing Rina's true surname and claiming she is the kingdom's true royalty, with evil god blood flowing through her veins. Art responds without hesitation, none of that matters. To him, Rina is kind, brave, and stronger than any monster. That's all he needs to know. Elsa attacks with lightning, but Art blocks it with his spear. She continues her assault, and when she descends, Art strikes from beneath the ground. He launches her into the sky, but the battle isn't over. Elsa transforms into her true form, a massive dragon. Art instantly creates a barrier, protecting both himself and Rina as the dragon's devastating attack crashes down. And this time, the real battle finally begins. Art immediately begins casting a spell, and in front of him appears a radiant golden Lydia. She spreads a powerful barrier that completely shields him from the dragon's relentless attacks. At Art's command, Lydia then reshapes herself into a sword, and without wasting a second, Art charges after the dragon. With Lydia guiding him, he skillfully evades every single strike coming his way. Seizing the moment, Art activates Executor Ray and launches a devastating attack toward Jessica. However, she effortlessly dodges everything. Smirking, she tries to get inside his head, telling him that he is an even bigger monster than Rina, and that one day Rina herself will fear him and abandon him completely. But suddenly, Rina screams that he could never lose to a mere lizard. Those words hit Art deeply. He realizes he is no longer fighting alone. He orders Lydia to activate face-to-face mode, and instantly dark armor spreads across his entire body. His appearance shifts, resembling his former Demon Lord form. When Jessica attacks again, she ends up getting injured instead. This happens because Art has already analyzed every one of her attacks, and more importantly, he understands her true emotions. That insight allows him to control the flow of her power. Then Art unleashes one of his most destructive techniques, Ultimo Zero. Jessica responds by casting her own high-level spell to counter it, but Art's attack keeps expanding, growing larger and more overwhelming by the second. When it finally strikes, the resulting explosion completely annihilates her. After the battle, Art asks Lydia to return to his soul. Through everything they experience together, their bond grows even stronger. That same night, a young girl defeats a massive monster all by herself. She feels proud and happy because she finally believes she has become strong enough to support her big sister, Lydia. Her name is Sylphie, and she has been training inside dungeons for 3 years. When Sylphie finally reaches the city, she's completely shocked. Everything has changed beyond recognition. She can't believe so much transformation happened in just 3 years. That's when a strange man approaches her and says he's impressed that she trained for 3,000 years. Sylphie immediately understands what he means. Time flows differently inside the dungeon. The 3 years she spent training there equal 3,000 years in the outside world. She casually replies that she already knew, and was just checking whether he knew. As they walk together, Sylphie asks who he is. He explains that he serves both Lydia and Varvatos. Hearing that, Sylphie asks the question that matters most to her. Where's the Demon Lord? The man replies that the Demon Lord is dead, but his soul has reincarnated. His new name is Art Meteor. He tells her that if she wants to know what truly happened in Lydia's life, she should meet Art herself. Back at the academy, the principal gathers Art, Reina, and Jenny. He announces that a grand school festival will soon be held, where students can either showcase their skills or participate in a stage play. The moment Reina hears about the theater option, her eyes light up. Seeing her excitement, the others also agree to join the play. Then the principal shows Art a disturbing letter. It contains a threat stating that this year's annual festival will be destroyed. Even more horrifying, the letter is written on human skin. It was sent by the demon cult lord Algol. Because of this, the principal wants Art to stay involved in the festival. He believes Art is the only student capable of protecting the school if an attack occurs. Olivia will assist him, and she's also gathering other powerful allies. Meanwhile, Reina and Jenny decide that their play will be based on the Demon Lord himself. During class, chaos erupts when Sylphie suddenly bursts in, shouting Art's name. She starts rushing up to different boys, asking for their names. Olivia immediately smacks her on the head and scolds her, saying she disappeared for 3,000 years yet still behaves like a 10-year-old. Art silently nods in agreement. Sylphie notices him and instantly realizes the truth. Art Meteor is the reincarnation of the Demon Lord. She demands to know where Lydia is, but Art calmly says he has no idea what she's talking about. Sylphie deliberately starts saying things meant to provoke him. Hearing this, Reina steps forward and firmly scolds Sylphie, telling her she can't speak badly about someone without knowing the truth. The way Reina defends Art reminds Sylphie of Lydia, and she immediately calms down. Sylphie asks Reina about her relationship with Art. Reina replies that they are best friends. Sylphie then asks if she can become Reina's friend as well, but Reina flatly refuses. Annoyed, Sylphie challenges Art to a duel to prove that he is the real Demon Lord. She also sets a condition. If she wins, Reina must become her friend. Olivia agrees and announces that the duel will be sword-based. Art instantly understands that Olivia is using Sylphie to uncover the truth about him. He decides to intentionally lose the fight. The duel begins. Art only blocks Sylphie's attacks without striking back. She mocks him, saying he fights like a girl. Even then, Art suppresses his emotions and continues defending. But her constant taunting finally irritates him. He decides to attack once, just enough to lose. However, Sylphie was waiting for that exact moment. She launches a direct strike toward his face. Instead, Art defeats her with a single move. Olivia immediately declares Art the winner. Ironically, Sylphie's own ego causes her to lose. Still, she refuses to accept defeat and attempts to use her most dangerous attack, swinging her sword again. Art blocks it with a barrier, but from inside that barrier he stares straight at her. She tries to attack again, but Olivia steps in and orders her to stop. She scolds Sylphie, saying that even after all these years, she's still acting like a child. Sylphie had been using a sword that releases poisonous gas with every strike, putting all the students in danger. Sylphie still refuses to admit her mistake, until Reina steps forward. Reina firmly tells her that she should apologize and never use her power to harm others. Hearing Reina speak in that tone reminds Sylphie of Lydia. She breaks down, crying, and sincerely apologizes. As Reina places a hand on her head, Art realizes something important. Reina truly is just like Lydia. Later, they begin discussing the play. It's decided that Art will play the role of Demon Lord Varvatos. When Art asks who will play Lydia, everyone agrees that Reina is perfect for the role. Since no one wants to play the evil god, that role goes to Sylphie. After finalizing the play, they move on to decide what to run at their booth. Jenny suggests opening a maid cafe, confident it will make a lot of profit. She even designs maid outfits for the girls. The girls completely reject the idea. But the boys? They're way too excited. After that, Jenny drops a bombshell. She tells everyone that at the maid cafe, they'll even be able to serve Art personally. The moment she says that, the reactions from both groups flip completely. The boys are suddenly thrilled, while the girls look absolutely furious. Elsewhere, a masked man watches all of this through a glowing orb. He quietly mentions that Art is hiding a dark secret, one that Sylphie is about to uncover very soon. Soon after, the school festival officially begins. Art and Reina are assigned to patrol the area while also checking on the different stalls. Suddenly, a loud explosion echoes through the grounds. When they rush to the scene, they realize it's nothing serious. Sylphie is just arguing with a food vendor. She suspects he's a demon. Olivia arrives and shuts it down immediately, explaining that she's known the man for a long time and that he's completely human. She orders Sylphie to stop roaming around suspiciously. Reina then asks them to help out at their booth. As they walk, Rina stares at a massive, ancient tree standing in the center of the academy. She admits that the tree has always given her an unsettling feeling. Art explains that according to legend, the country's third king, also known as the Great Sword King, sealed something extremely important at that exact location. Just then, Olivia arrives and reveals that the festival's main attraction is the Sword King tournament, named in honor of that legendary ruler. She casually adds that she has already signed Art up as a participant. Art immediately objects. He says he's already involved in the play and that his power exists to protect people, not to show off. That response completely irritates Olivia. She snaps back, reminding him that she's the professor here, not him. She threatens that if he refuses to participate, she can make his life at the academy extremely unpleasant. Later, Art heads toward Jenny's maid cafe, but suddenly a wall explodes outward as Sylphie bursts through it. Apparently, some perverted guy touched her chest. Art instantly paralyzes the man, repairs the destroyed wall with magic, and scolds Sylphie for damaging school property. When Art finally enters the cafe, he's greeted by a shocking sight. Every single girl is lined up, ready to serve him. Rina storms in and scolds them all, but Jenny stops her, claiming that they're just doing their job as staff. In response, Rina changes into a maid outfit herself and announces that she will serve Art personally. This almost sparks another argument. It's interrupted by an announcement over the speakers. The Sword King tournament will begin tomorrow. This year's grand prize is the first replica of the Holy Sword. Hearing this, Sylphie immediately decides to participate since the Holy Sword originally belonged to Lydia. Rina also declares that she'll join the tournament. Jenny then announces that she's entering too, so she can learn how to properly wield Art's sword. That statement pushes Rina over the edge. She yells at Jenny, accusing her of deliberately acting shameless just to get closer to Art. The two begin arguing again, saying that they'll finally settle their unfinished business in the tournament. When the competition begins, Rina's match is first. She defeats her opponent effortlessly. Sylphie also wins her match with ease. The fighter scheduled to face Olivia forfeits before the match even begins. Art wins his match as well, because losing on purpose here would only raise suspicion. Then it's Jenny's turn. Her opponent is a massive, muscular fighter who completely overwhelms her at first. Art notices her hesitation and encourages her from the sidelines. Regaining her confidence, Jenny attacks with everything she has, and manages to secure a shocking victory. Next, it's announced that the upcoming match will be Lady Olivia versus Art. During the fight, Olivia relentlessly attacks him. Art can't afford to lose too easily, or people will suspect something, so he focuses only on blocking her strikes. But when one attack comes dangerously close to his neck, Art activates Mega Wall and sends Olivia flying clear out of the city. The crowd immediately erupts, calling him a cheater. Because he used magic, Art is disqualified from the tournament. Olivia fails to return in time for her next match, which is ruled a forfeit. That leads to the final match, Rina versus Jenny. Their battle is evenly matched. In the middle of the fight, Rina tells Jenny to stop trying to build a harem around Art. Jenny fires back, saying that someone like Art needs more than one girl. Their conversation spreads through the crowd, and soon the entire school starts whispering. Art, completely embarrassed, tries to hide his face. In the end, Rina lands the decisive blow and wins the match. Afterward, Rina proudly declares that since she won, she's the only one who gets to stay by Art's side. Jenny scoffs and replies that matters of the heart can't be decided by a sword tournament. Watching everything from afar, the masked man comments coldly that actors who can't follow their assigned script are completely useless. Not long after, it's time for the stage play to begin. Seeing Rina dressed in armor once again reminds Sylphie of Lydia. As the performance starts, Art feels strange. Acting out his own past feels unsettling. After the play ends, Sylphie spots a girl from behind who looks exactly like Lydia. She rushes toward her in excitement, only to realize it's not her sister. Disappointed and heartbroken, she lowers her head. At that exact moment, the masked man appears before her. Outside the theater, the two of them were waiting for Sylphie. That was when Jenny once again started her harem nonsense, claiming that she felt Sylphie had also fallen in love with Art, and that according to her, Sylphie was going to confess to him today itself. Her nonsense hadn't even ended when Sylphie arrived and told Art to meet her near the Great Sword King tree after the competition. Jenny immediately started making naughty remarks again. Soon after, the final match of the tournament was about to begin, and it was between Sylphie and Rina. but Sylphie looked unusually gloomy and angry. The moment the match started, she instantly appeared behind Rina and knocked her unconscious. Just like that, she won the match in a single strike. Watching this, Art couldn't understand why Sylphie was behaving this way. That night, Sylphie was waiting for him under the tree. When Art arrived, she revealed that she had been keeping an eye on him all this time to confirm whether he was truly Varvatos or not. Nearby, Jenny and Rina were secretly watching everything from behind the bushes. Sylphie declared that today she would use her full power to kill Art. She revealed that the sword she was using wasn't a replica. It was the real sword once wielded by Lydia, the very sword that had been sealed inside that tree. She then summoned her second sword as well and launched an all-out attack on Art using both blades. Art kept dodging every single attack. Eventually, he took to the air to escape, but Sylphie relentlessly chased after him. Art wondered who had instigated Sylphie to act like this. Meanwhile, everything was unfolding exactly according to the masked man's plan. In a flashback, he was seen placing his hand on Sylphie's head, forcibly implanting memories into her mind. She witnessed Lydia's final moments, seeing Varvatos standing before her, about to deliver the killing blow. Only then did Sylphie finally learn the truth about how her sister had died. Back in the present, Sylphie attacked Art again, and this time, Art was badly injured and fell to the ground. Believing that the Demon Lord was finally dead, she felt satisfied, but immediately broke down in tears, realizing that even now her sister had not returned. Declaring that she would destroy a world where Lydia did not exist, she unleashed her rage. Rina tried to bring Sylphie back to her senses, but Sylphie attacked her as well. Rina barely blocked the strike with her shield. Jenny then launched a fireball from behind, but when she rushed forward to follow up, Sylphie kicked her away effortlessly. Sylphie was about to attack Rina again when suddenly Art transformed into his Demon Lord form. Sylphie prepared to attack him once more, but then she heard Lydia's voice telling her to stop. Both of them froze at that moment. Just then, the masked man appeared and immediately slammed Sylphie to the ground, mocking her for being useless. Art asked him what he really wanted. The masked man revealed his plan, to sacrifice Rina and revive his master. He knew that before reaching Rina, he would have to kill Art, which was why he used Sylphie. But since she also failed, he decided to finish the job himself. He picked up both holy swords and declared that he would personally end Art. He rushed toward Art at incredible speed, but Art calmly sliced off his arm. The masked man leaped into the air to attack again, but the moment he tried to activate the sword's magic, the sword turned against him and fell from his grasp. Art explained that holy swords choose their own owners, and then declared that he would show him how holy swords are truly wielded. After Art's attack, only the masked man's mask fell to the ground. From Art's sword, Lydia's spirit emerged. She told Sylphie that none of what happened was Varvatos' fault, and that all she wished for was for Sylphie to live a happy life from now on. Saying this, Lydia returned to her sword. A few months later, the academy took the students on a school trip. To pass time, the three of them were playing games when suddenly, time froze, except for them. In the next instant, they were teleported to a completely different place, landing awkwardly on the ground. A small child appeared before them. When Art asked who he was, the child replied that he was God. Art sarcastically accepted it and asked why they were brought there. God explained the existence of countless parallel universes, each flowing with its own time. Once time passes, it cannot be reversed, but there was one demon lord whose existence could destroy the entire flow. God ordered Art to kill that demon lord. They were then transported to another world. Seeing two moons in the sky, Art realized they had traveled far into the past, back to an era before one of the moons was destroyed thousands of years ago. He explained that they were now in the kingdom ruled by the demon lord, Varvatos. Since God had mentioned a demon lord, the only way forward was to meet Varvatos himself. Rina grabbed Art's hand, admitting she was scared. Jenny did the same. Both of them had completely forgotten that they were standing in the distant past of another world. At that moment, a girl came running, fleeing from a monster. Before the monster could kill her, Art stepped in and destroyed it instantly. The girls praised his strength, but then a familiar voice thanked them. They turned around to see Lady Olivia. When Olivia asked how they knew her, Art replied that she was famous throughout the world. Olivia then released her full power, knocking Rina and Jenny unconscious, while Art remained unaffected. Realizing his true strength, she invited him to come to the city with her. The next day, they arrived in the city. Olivia explained that she brought them there because she wanted them to join her army. Aliens had begun invading their world, and humanity was only surviving because of Varvatos. Seeing Art's power, Olivia believed that if he joined their side, they could finally win the war. Art agreed, but on two conditions. First, Jenny and Rina would join as well. Second, they would work under Lady Verda's forces. Olivia couldn't understand why someone this powerful would choose logistical work instead of frontline combat, but seeing Art's resolve, she accepted his terms. They soon reached Verda's headquarters. Art chose this role because he believed it would keep Jenny and Rina away from battle and keep them safe. But suddenly, the building in front of them exploded. A girl appeared, praising herself for the success of her experiment. When the girls realized she was Verda, they were shocked, because in their time, Verda was portrayed very differently. After restoring the building, they told Verda the truth, that they were from the future. Verda found this fascinating and accepted them as her subordinates. At that moment, Sylphie burst through the door, chasing after Verda. Shortly after, Lydia arrived, and seeing her again stirred Art's emotions. Lydia grabbed Verda and started scolding her, furious that Verda hadn't sent reinforcements despite being asked to support her army. Verda calmly replied that she would send her 3 new elites to Lydia's forces. Verda's eyes then fell on Jenny, and she started flirting with her, casually inviting her to come to her room at night. Soon after, Verda began teasing Jenny with some playful, naughty behavior, but before things could go any further, Art stepped in and separated the two of them. Because of this, Lydia got angry at Art and challenged him to a duel, which Art accepted without even a second of hesitation. Art told Rina and Jenny to stay behind and stepped outside to fight Lydia. As soon as the fight began, Lydia started attacking him with punches and kicks, but Art easily dodged every single move. Frustrated, that maniac woman suddenly threw dirt into his eyes. Blinded, Art couldn't dodge her next attack, and she slammed a heavy punch into his stomach, sending him flying straight into a massive rock. Art thought to himself that women never change and rushed back into the fight. Their battle continued, with both of them beating each other relentlessly for hours. Eventually, both were completely exhausted. Lydia admitted that Art was far stronger than she had expected and asked him to join her army. Art agreed, but said that he wanted to meet Varvatos first. Lydia replied that before meeting Varvatos, Art would need to complete a task and earn his trust. That night, Art and the 2 girls stayed at Lydia's villa. Meanwhile, Lydia once again approached Jenny, eager to resume her naughty antics. On the other hand, a maid named Latima came to Art and told him that Lydia had said they could stay there until their mission was complete. After Latima left, Art remembered that this was the same woman he had once killed in the past, and he wondered whether it was right for him to stay there. But his thoughts were interrupted when he started hearing Jenny's voice echoing through the villa. The next day, they arrived at the army's support unit. Rina and Jenny were still scared, so Art reassured them that this unit only took care of injured soldiers and that the chances of an attack here were very low. Soon after, the battle began. Sylphie was leading the charge on the front lines. During the fight, many injured soldiers were brought to the support unit for treatment, while Rina and Jenny carried medicine and supplies to the wounded. Suddenly, the enemy general attacked the support unit, wiping out all the soldiers in front of him with his lightning powers. Art immediately realized that the general had come to destroy their war supplies. However, Art believed this was the perfect opportunity. If he defeated the enemy general, he could earn Varvatos' trust. Meanwhile, Lydia had captured the fort with her army and broken through the gates, but she couldn't understand where the enemy general was. Just then, a soldier informed her that the enemy general was destroying their support unit. As the general advanced further, he stepped onto one of Art's traps. Instantly, his entire body was scorched, and he collapsed onto the ground. At that moment, Lydia and Sylphie arrived and were stunned to see that the enemy they had been trying to defeat for months had been taken down so easily by Art. Lydia realized that this was more than enough to earn a meeting with the Demon Lord. A few days later, they were traveling toward the castle in a carriage. Rina and Jenny kept praising how magnificent the castle looked, which made Art smile proudly. When they entered, the castle looked even more beautiful from the inside. Sylphie coldly remarked that the only thing uglier than this castle was Varvatos' face. As they moved forward, a massive explosion suddenly occurred. Standing before them was Elvato, one of the 4 heavenly generals. He praised Art for successfully blocking his attack. Soon after, Demon Lord Varvatos himself appeared. He was so unbelievably handsome that Jenny fainted the moment she saw him. Varvatos scolded Elvato for playing such a crude prank on his guests and told everyone to follow him. Along the way, Lydia tried to speak with Varvatos, and Art noticed how cold and rude Varvatos was toward her. Varvatos then took his seat on the throne, while Rina and Jenny excitedly praised him by calling him the Demon Lord. Confused, Varvatos asked who they were calling the Demon Lord. Lydia admitted that she didn't know, and Art sensed that something was seriously wrong. Varvatos said that he knew there was someone who was called the Demon Lord, but he couldn't understand why they were calling him that. Art quickly brushed it off, saying it was just a small misunderstanding. Later, they gathered in Verda's lab to discuss what might have happened. Verda suggested that someone had traveled back in time and changed history, which was likely why God had sent them, to eliminate whoever was responsible. She revealed that the Demon Lord of this world had appeared 3 years ago, and no one knew who he really was or where he came from. Not even Varvatos had been able to defeat him. At that moment, Lydia arrived and asked Art to join the front lines. As they climbed the mountain, Lydia explained that the enemy they were about to face was the Curse King. Hearing this, Art panicked, because he himself had once cast a curse on Lydia and taken control of her. Soon, they reached the Curse King's fortress, whose gates were protected by countless skeleton soldiers. Before Sylphie could charge in and destroy them, Art attacked first, wiping out all the skeletons in an instant. Lydia asked why he looked so angry. Art silently vowed that this time he would not allow history to repeat itself. As they moved deeper inside, a massive explosion ignited the entire building. Enemy soldiers burned right in front of their eyes. When they entered the inner chamber, they saw that the Sword King had been beheaded. The one who had slaughtered all their enemies then stepped forward. When Art asked who he was, the man introduced himself as the Demon Lord. He declared war on Varvatos' kingdom and vanished. The next morning, all the nation's generals and ministers gathered to plan their strategy. Varvatos declared that the war would be finished in a single day and that all 4 heavenly generals, along with himself, would enter the battlefield. Art pointed out that the Demon Lord had declared himself immortal and asked how Varvatos planned to deal with that. Varvatos replied that it was a secret. With 3 days remaining before the war, Art decided to stay at Lydia's palace with his friends. Latima later informed him that Lydia was busy preparing the army. Sitting there, Art realized that he had completely changed history. The one who was supposed to die hadn't died, and Lydia had never been cursed. But suddenly the Demon Lord appeared and said that erasing God's writing was not so easy. Natural forces would intervene, and Lydia would die once again. The Demon Lord removed his mask, revealing that he was also Art, from another timeline. Both of them had lived as Varvatos, and after dying they were reborn as Art Meteors. When Art asked how he came here, the Demon Lord explained that God had sent him as well, on a mission. He told Art that since they both wanted to save Lydia, they should work together. Art questioned why, if he wanted to save Lydia, he didn't join forces with the Varvatos of this era. The Demon Lord replied that circumstances had made it impossible for them to work together, because God had assigned him a mission to destroy this world. Art couldn't understand why God would want to destroy the world, or how that was connected to saving Lydia. The Demon Lord reminded him of how Lydia had died. After being cursed, only a single alien had survived, the very enemy they were supposed to defeat. But Art couldn't bring himself to fight him. If he killed the Demon Lord, Lydia might die as well. That was exactly why the Demon Lord was so angry, because if he had shared his feelings back then, Lydia wouldn't have gone to fight alone. She wouldn't have been turned into a puppet, and they wouldn't have been forced to kill her. That regret was the reason he took of his own life and was reborn as Art Meteor. But even in this life, everything was taken away from him again. That was why he chose to become the enemy of this world, so that his death would come at Lydia's hands, allowing her to live on. Once again, he asked Art to join his plan. Art was just about to shake his hand when images of Jenny and Rina flashed through his mind. At the same time, Lydia's spirit inside his sword stopped him. Seeing this, the Demon Lord gave Art 3 days to make his decision and said he would wait behind the mountain. After he left, Art went to have dinner with the girls, and later they wandered through the city together. Once again, Lydia slipped back into her naughty behavior and even told Art that he should flirt with a few girls too. Art replied that he wasn't as low as she was. Hearing that, she punched him straight in the face. Art punched her back, and both of them knocked each other down. Lydia then asked if his mind was finally clear. Art realized that Lydia had sensed something was troubling him. He asked her what she would do if she had to sacrifice the most precious thing in the world. Instead of answering, she took him somewhere else, to the ruins of a destroyed village. Standing there, Lydia confessed that this place was where she had committed the greatest sins of her life. Suddenly, countless ghosts emerged and began cursing her for wiping out entire families. She explained that this land was once inhabited only by demons, and during the war, they had to kill all the innocent civilians to claim it. Because of that, she felt like a murderer. Lydia revealed that she had already decided how her life should end. She believed she wasn't worthy of being saved, and when the time came for her death, she didn't want Art or anyone else to interfere. When they returned home, Jenny and Rina were furious that Lydia had taken Art away alone. Lydia hugged both of them and gave each of them a hairpin to calm them down. Soon after, the war between the two armies began. Verda attacked with her robots, while Olivia led her beast women to slaughter the demons. Dragons rained attacks from the sky, but shields blocked their assaults. As soldiers clashed with demons, Alberto prepared to wipe out the entire battlefield with his magic, but Varvatos used his Hellgates to nullify it before anyone else could die. Varvatos wondered how there could be so many demons, because no matter how many they killed, their numbers kept increasing. Meanwhile, as Sylphie and Lydia fought, Lydia suddenly sensed something wrong. She told Sylphie to handle things there and rushed away. Elsewhere, Art stood face to face with the Demon Lord, who asked whether he would save Lydia or not. Art replied that he wouldn't, because that wasn't what Lydia wanted. She wanted to die while saving everyone as atonement for her sins. Hearing this, the Demon Lord snapped and attacked Art. Art barely dodged and then unleashed his full power, but not even a scratch appeared on the Demon Lord. Suddenly, a magic circle formed beneath Art's feet. As he jumped away, more circles appeared around him. Art destroyed them all and landed back on the ground. He used the Void Hole spell to pin the Demon Lord down, but the Demon Lord broke free. Neither of them could harm the other, as they could cancel out each other's magic. The Demon Lord said he had predicted this outcome, and asked Art if he ever wondered why he had been summoned to such a distant place. At the same time, Rina and Jenny were kept far from the battlefield at Lydia's villa. Latima arrived and told them that Art had summoned them. On the way, she revealed that Art had discovered the truth behind the Demon Lord's immortality and had called them to the Demon Lord's castle. Art had realized that the Demon Lord's immortality relied on a secret soul separation technique. His soul was stored inside a safe vessel. To kill him, both the body and the soul would have to be destroyed at the same time. However, the spell had limits. The soul couldn't stray far from the vessel, and if the vessel was destroyed, the Demon Lord would lose his immortality. As they headed toward the castle, the Demon Lord's soldiers attacked them. Latima stayed behind to fight, ordering the girls to continue forward. The war raged on elsewhere, with both armies trying to annihilate each other, while Sylphie grew anxious, unable to understand where her sister had gone. Inside the Demon Lord's castle, Rina and Jenny found a massive crystal containing the Demon Lord's soul. They moved together to destroy it, but a trap activated. Confused, they didn't understand what was happening, until Latima appeared. This had all been part of the Demon Lord's plan, though he admitted he was happy to see their faces one last time. He told Art that if he wanted to save the girls, he would have to join him. Art replied that they were his friends, and he could never hurt them. Enraged, the Demon Lord warned that even if he didn't harm them, Varvatos' army would soon arrive, and whatever happened after that wouldn't be his responsibility. Rina asked Latima why she was siding with the Demon Lord. Latima answered that she was doing everything for Lydia. Jenny then pointed out that they could still escape, because even if they couldn't use magic, they had learned atypical magic. Using Art's secret script magic, they destroyed the traps, but Latima said it was pointless and began summoning dozens of legendary monsters. Just as she commanded them, Lydia arrived and slaughtered every single monster. When they asked how she found them, Lydia revealed that she tracked their location using the hairpins she had given them. Lydia ordered Latima to stop, but Latima declared she would destroy the entire world if it meant saving Lydia. Lydia easily defeated all her demons and shattered the crystal. With that, the Demon Lord was no longer immortal, and Varvatos felt a sharp pain in his chest. The Demon Lord begged Art once more to help save Lydia, but Art asked him whether he truly wanted to save her, or if he was simply running away from the guilt of killing her. Art said this was the one chance to give Lydia what she truly wanted. That enraged the Demon Lord. He released all his power and shouted that even if he was trying to save himself, what he truly wanted was to live with Lydia forever. Both of them charged at each other. The Demon Lord asked Art why he chose to reincarnate. If he wasn't lonely after Lydia's death, then why? He asked if Art had forgotten the last words he ever said to Lydia. Art replied that he could never forget them. In the flashback, we see Lydia yelling at him. She was furious because he wanted to sign a non-aggression pact with the demons so they could live peacefully. But Lydia knew the truth. This pact would only give the demons more time. time to grow stronger and expand their forces. Still, Warvatos refused to change his decision. That's when Lydia called him a traitor. Warvatos replied coldly, saying that if she was so eager to fight the demons, then she would have to face them alone. But deep down, that wasn't what he wanted at all. He never wanted her to keep fighting, or to die on their battlefield. And that regret haunted the Demon Lord more than anything else. He believed that if he had only been honest about his true feelings, Lydia would still be alive. That's why he swore that this time, no matter what, he would save her. With that resolve, he launches an attack on Art. But suddenly, a magical field stops his sword in mid-air. At the same moment, Lydia's hands appear and pull his blade back. Seeing this, Art finally understands what Lydia truly wanted. Even though he's already down on his knees, Art attacks the Demon Lord. Still desperate, the Demon Lord tries one last time to convince him, asking Art to remember the time he spent with Lydia. He begs him to stop, just for a moment, because he can't bear to fail her again. But Art respects Lydia's decision. With a single strike, he kills the Demon Lord. As the Demon Lord dies, Art's body begins to glow, and so do the bodies of the others. They realize that they're finally returning to their own time. Lydia asks them about the future. She wonders if there truly is a world where everyone lives happily. At first, they hesitate. Then Jenny speaks up, saying that the future really is like that, a place where she can smile every single day. Rina adds that she enjoys every moment of her life. Hearing this, Lydia smiles, relieved that her sacrifice was not in vain. Before disappearing, she asks them to deliver a message to Art. Meanwhile, Warvatos learns that the Demon Lord has been defeated. He steps forward and declares that the Demon Lord's army has been completely crushed. Everyone begins to celebrate their victory. Lydia congratulates Warvatos, but he humbly says that all the credit belongs to Art and his friends. Elsewhere, God is impressed that Art has completed his mission. But when Art asks who he really is, God simply replies that he's nothing more than a well-wisher. Even so, Art says he hopes they never meet again. God agrees and sends them all back to their original timeline. When Art wakes up, the first thing he sees is Sylphie's face. They're back on the school trip. When Art notices the clips on Rina and Jenny's heads, he realizes that none of it was a dream. Rina then delivers Lydia's message to Art. No matter where they are, they will always remain best friends. As they move forward, Lydia's spirit urges Art to keep going. And with Rina and Jenny by his side, Art continues exploring the place, ready to face whatever comes next.